get into it. Now, before we start scaling, I would like to address one certain scale that people use to get Spider-Man higher, and that is Obsidian. And if you watched my Spider-Man vs. Homelander debunk, you know this already. But if you haven't, I'm going to be addressing it right here, which I'm pretty sure everyone knows. Tom Holland's Spider-Man caught a catch from Obsidian, who was able to rip apart the Hulkbuster, who was able to go relative to Hulk, who's above Thor, who broke Jotunheim, yada yada yada. But the first problem here is that just because you catch an attack from someone does not necessarily mean that you scale to it in terms of raw AP. Without using inverse scaling, he was able to withstand Electro's electricity, which was calculated to around city block level plus, which him being able to tank Electro's electricity is very consistent for him on a regular basis. Even before he got the I.M.P, which he was able to take out the entire New York national grid, which means he was going to absorb the entirety of New York City's electricity usage, which some of you may think that would get high, but it would only get to around building level in terms of joules per second. With that out of the way, let's get on to the immediate murder professionals. Now, when we're going into I.M.P, the members of I.M.P are going to be consisted of Moxie, Millie, Blitz, and Luna. And Millie was able to overpower a fish shown in the clip right here, who raised a water column, which was calculated to around small town level plus. But considering that Stryker one-shot the likes of Millie, he would get to around the town level ranges of power, which would just be the same for Luna. Luna would then go and one-shot Blitz casually while not being bloodlusted, making her higher into town level to even arguably large town level. Even if I wasn't going to use this feat, I could just use the fact that they were able to take an explosion from Lululand, which was calculated to a large building, to multi-city block, which Luna once again upscales the likes off of. Oh, and so does Blitz, I guess. And if you want to argue them higher, you can argue that narratively, they can scale above the likes of Serpentius, considering that he is stated to be a coward and weakling, meaning that I.M.P would be above them in terms of physicals, which Serpentius was able to tank an explosion, which was calculated to around large town level from a ship twice. This was calculated to around large town level. And considering that the multipliers of Blitz and Luna just get them even higher, they would get to small city level. Making this consistent is shown in Mission 0, which is canon to Helluva Boss, where they tank a fall from the Earth, which was calculated to around small city again, making small city level not really inconsistent. Let's get into speed. Now, for casual speed stuff, we can get I.M.P easily to hypersonic, to maybe even high hypersonic, as the multipliers I stated before. But if you want to get higher, we can go over the fact that I.M.P was able to dodge light arrows from the cherubs, where they are made of pure light, meaning that this would just be light speed via the qualifications for light speed, as they show no actual force when hitting the ground either, so we can't even say that this is just an error to say they're light speed, as it does follow the properties of light speed verbatim. So they'd be at the bare minimum relativistic to possibly even FTL. I was originally going to use massively hypersonic Fizzaroli, but that is just kind of irrelevant and not necessary to use here. So yeah, this was pretty fast for I.M.P. Overall, they will be around the large town to small city level ranges of power with relativistic and FTL speeds. At a low ball, hypersonic if you want to be very, very generous to Spider-Man. Now, for the moment of truth. I.M.P versus the 3 live-action Spider-Man. Who is going to win this epic duel of... Yeah, I.M.P just takes...